Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a sandy darter. The hook I have in the vise is a number 300. This is a 6 extra long streamer hook, size 10, from Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. I'm going to start out, I'm going to put 25 thousandths lead wire on there, or lead free wire. I'm going to start it just in front of the point of the hook. Just want to help this get down through the water column there a bit. And we're going to stop about 2.5, 3 eye lengths from the eye of the hook. I'm going to use black 70 denier. This is 8/0 thread. Then we can start the thread behind the eye. Bring that base. You see I'm holding the lead wraps so I don't push them. Secure that. And we'll bring that back to about where it would hang at the barb. And then we're going to get rid of that excess. I'm going to cover over the lead wraps with a few back and forth. Just kind of to help secure that. I'm going to tie the body, and I'm going to start at the front. And I have white floss, and this is a 4-strand floss, you can see there. And before you start, just take this and run it over your tongue, and this will keep them together. I'm going to tie it in at the front. Bring that to the back. I'm going to take silver holographic tinsel, and this is a number 12. I'm going to tie this in right at the front and then run this back. Oop, pulled it out. When you run your floss back, you see I have it on the side and the floss is on the top. So the tinsel will be on the side and the floss will be on the top, and that will help to cover over the lead wraps better. And I'm going to bring that thread back up front. I'm going to stop it just behind, just in front of the lead wraps. I'm going to put a half hitch in there. Just one will be enough. And I'm going to take my bobbin cradle and set that in there. I'm going to take that floss. I'm going to keep that wet. And I'm going to wind that on. It looks a little dirty, but that's just because it's wet. It'll actually give you a truer color what's going to be in the water. We're going to get up to the front, and I'm going to take it back. And you see, having it wet, your floss isn't dividing. Those 4 strands are staying pretty good together. Oop, I dropped it. Back that off. There we go. And hopefully I'll have enough to get to the front again. And I have have just a couple left. And I cut that almost too small, so I'm going to go ahead and tie that off there. That's not a real big concern. All of this up front is going to be hidden pretty well. See, I'm coming up the wraps there a little bit. Got a few frayed ones there. I'm going to take the tinsel. I'm going to wrap this tight. I got one on the back on the hook itself. And then you want to wrap this pretty tight. I mean, I'm pulling pretty hard on this. Bring that right up front. See, I got that last one right in front of the lead. I'm going to tie that in there. And secure that pretty tight. Now I have a sandy done hackle here. This is a cape. And I took a feather from this side and from that side so that when I put them concave sides together, they'll match a little better. There I have them. I'm going to put them concave sides together. And you want to measure them to size and then peel the excess off the front and leave this big stem there until you get them into position. Make sure you have the ends lined. Hold them on top. Give a few securing wraps and then check it. You can see this is off to the side there, so I'm going to use those stems to get them to sit right on top. And I pulled it off to the opposite side. I'll pull them forward just a little bit. There we go, that's much better there. And then secure them. I'm going to come back up. Now when you secure them, you don't want to go forward or back because you might pull it off to the side again. You want to go down and secure them in that direction. Then you can take these stems and you can fold them back and wrap on top of them. Now they will be locked into place. And trim them off. Now I'm going to take my dubbing whirl I'm going to make a dubbing loop. I'm going to let that hang for the moment. I'm going to take my chip clip, and I have the nice natural craft fur, the natural looking craft fur. You can see it has black tips on it, and trim that off close to the hide, so to speak. We're going to pull out loose ones. Now we're going to take our dubbing loop. We're going to put our chip clip right in there. You see it's right on, then slide it. Whoop. Try again. Slide it off, pull the chip clip tight, And now we can spread that out a bit. I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it by hand. I'm not going to spin it because it catches too much of the hair if you spin it. Now you take a comb, get this all to one side, or as much as you can to one side. And we're going to wrap this. I'm going to take my bobbin and place that in the bobbin cradle one more time. I'm going to come back up with the empty thread, and as I start to wrap it on, I'm going to stroke it towards the rear. You almost want to try to keep it right on top of each other. It looks pretty nasty right now, but once you comb it, it will be fine. Going to tie that off right there. Go ahead and trim that away. Yep, I didn't get them both. Tie that head there a little bit tighter. We'll take our whip finish. Remove that thread. I'm going to put a little bit of head cement on there first. Now we can pull out any loose stuff. And now you want to get a nice stiff comb. This comb, it just isn't stiff enough. I'm going to use a bore brush from a shotgun. And we're going to comb that into position. I'm going to trim a little bit away from the belly there. Picked up my junky scissors. And you can see you got more of a belly there. I'm going to take a couple of small eyes and put them on there. I'm going to take a little bit of my Deer Creek Diamond Fine and put it on these eyes. You don't want to put a lot on. Just a little drop, but you also want it to go around the eye itself. So that it will hold it on. Take our UV light. A couple of seconds on each eye. And here we have a sandy darter. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.